Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to our 30-day series where we give you a number of different workouts that help you get through this lockdown period. Today, we're going to go through some fundamental to intermediate based Pilates exercises. So I hope you enjoy. During this time, I really want you to just focus on that breathing, focus on that activating, and just understanding where you are in time and space. So these are going to be very slow, controlled movements, and let's get straight into it. We're going to start sitting in the middle of our mat. In this position, I want you to just lengthen through that spine, opening that chest. You're going to place your feet about a fist width apart and a foot and a half away from your glutes. You're then going to place your hands behind the back of your knees. I want you to focus on sucking in that pelvic floor, activating your core and sucking it towards your spine. You're going to inhale and slowly exhale. While we're breathing, I want you to start imagining and thinking about the activation of that core. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're slowly going to extend our arms into a T position. And we're slowly going to roll down towards the floor and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly rolling back up. And we're going to roll a little bit further down, activating that core. And we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly rolling back up, stacking your vertebra, opening that chest, placing hands behind knees, and we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and rolling a little bit more down. And from here, we're placing arms in front of us, and we're just going to lengthen and extend those arms, activating that core, sucking in that belly. And we're going to do 3 more of these. That's 1 and 2 and 3. Bringing arms to T position and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, rolling up and stacking that vertebra. Bring your feet in a little bit closer towards your glutes. You're going to wrap your arms around your knees. You're going to start with something fun today. You're going to start with rolling. So I want you to lift those feet off the ground. Activating that core, you're going to tuck your pelvis, allowing your back to arch outwards, then slowly falling down onto your back and slowly back up. As you're lifting back up, you're activating that core and lengthening that spine, rolling that back, rolling down and slowly back up. Lengthening, inhale, exhale, roll and hold. Deep breath in, dropping those feet down and slowly extending your arms in front of you and slowly rolling down onto the back. Inhaling and exhaling, extending arms overhead and lengthening. Inhale, exhale, bring arms up and over onto your sides. We're going to extend both arms and both legs onto the mat. From here, you're going to bring your arms into a T position. You're going to extend your right leg and bring your left arm towards it and getting a stretch into that right hamstring. Inhale down, exhale, doing the same thing with the other side. Inhale down, controlling that core activation as you're extending that leg. Getting a stretch in those hamstrings and an activation into that core while you're doing so. And up. And up. 1 more on each side. Well done, everybody. Keep it up. Just getting a little warm up in before we get into our sequence. Let's just do 1 more on each side for fun. And slowly back. From here, you're going to bring your legs into a flex position. You're slowly going to interlace your hands behind your head, rolling up your shoulders off the ground. You're then slowly going to extend your left leg and straighten your right leg up to the ceiling. You're then going to place your hands behind the back of your knee. You're going to do 2 pulses by pulling your knee towards your chest, and you're going to exhale, rotate 2 pulses, and rotate 2 pulses, and rotate 2 pulses. We're going to do 3 more of these, getting a stretch in that hamstring. And 1, and 2, and 3. Bringing those legs back into tabletop, rolling that head back onto the floor. Right leg down, left leg down. From here, you're going to suck in that pelvic floor. Remember where we want that positioning of that pelvis. You want it in that horizontal alignment. So imagining those triangles of those 2 hip bones and that pubic bone horizontal to the floor. You want a nice natural lumbar curve of that lower back. Sucking in that core, lengthening through that spine. You're slowly going to inhale, and on the exhale, lift your legs up into tabletop position. You're slowly going to bring arms towards ceiling. From here, you're going to right leg toe tap with left arm lower, and inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. And we're going to do 8 of these. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Back to center. Keeping those knees together, keeping that 90-degree angle in those hips and knees, sucking belly to spine. You're going to inhale, and on the exhale, double leg toe tap with double arm lower, and slowly back up. 1, core tight, deep breaths, and 2, and 3, 4. Core nice and tight. Please make sure when you're going down that that pelvis is maintaining its position and you're not tilting as those legs lower. Let's do 3 more. And 1. And exhale down. Inhale up. 2. And 3. Right leg down, left leg down. Arms in a T position. We're just going to rock our ankles and knees from side to side, keeping them together, just letting them drop onto the floor. Let's do 1 more on each side. From here, you're going to go back to center, activating that core, lifting those legs back into tabletop. You're going to inhale, and on the exhale, slowly allow, maintaining that 90-degree angle on your hips and knees, just that drop towards the right hand side. Inhale, center, dropping those knees at a 45-degree angle towards the left hand side. Inhale, center. Please make sure that while you're doing this exercise, that you're maintaining activation of that core, and you're using that core to allow those knees to come back to center. So you're not moving, using momentum or your legs to do this. You're controlling with that core. Let's do 2 more on each side. And exhale right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And last one on each side, using that core to control. And back. From here, you're going to keep your right leg up. You're going to straighten your left leg onto the floor, extending that right leg up towards the ceiling. You're slowly going to, using that stabilization of the core. This is a very important, slow, controlled movement. I want you to circulate your leg around. But while you're doing that, you're stabilizing that pelvis to make sure that it doesn't lift as you're moving. So sucking and drawing belly to spine. You're going to inhale and circle out laterally 2 circles, then exhale 2 circles, keeping that arm in a T position, using that core. If you are struggling to keep your legs straight up towards the ceiling, you can just bend it like that, as long as you're keeping that stabilization of that pelvis. And now we're going to stop to center and bring our leg in medially. That's 1. Keep going. Inhale, 2 circles. Exhale, 2 circles. You should be getting a little burn in this region, obviously on the right hand side of your core. And let's do 4 more. And inhale, then exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and bringing that leg back to tabletop, dropping it down, extending it onto the floor, and doing the same thing with that left leg, lifting it up into tabletop, extending towards the ceiling, and dropping it down towards the side, allowing those circles, making sure that you're creating decent sized circles. You're almost drawing a little circle on the wall, on the ceiling with your toes. But just while you're doing that, you're stabilizing, because that pelvis is going to want to move while you're doing those circles. And inhale and exhale. Core tight, sucking in that belly towards the spine. You should be getting a burn into that lower part of your core. If you aren't, it means you're not activating correctly. And stopping to center and dropping to midline. 1. And inhale and exhale. And inhale. And let's do 4 more. And 1. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And the last one. And dropping into tabletop. Dropping that foot down. Bringing both feet back up into tabletop. And extending both legs. Now I want you to place your hands behind the back of your pelvis here, just to make sure that it's not lifting as you're moving your legs. So we're going to do those circular motions as we've just done, but I want you to put your hands here so that when you are circulating, that pelvis isn't lifting. So you've got to work really hard on sucking and activating while doing this movement. If your pelvis is lifting, it means you're not activating correctly. So when I say pelvis, it means this entire region here, the back of your hips. If they're lifting, you want to keep them on the ground. Okay, so let's place hands behind the back of your hips. Inhale, you're going to, on the exhale, you're going to inhale, fall to the left, exhale, round and rotate. We're going to do 4 on each side, and round and rotate, slow and controlled. And now if you're feeling that you have good control of that pelvis, you can slowly bring arms back to that T position and slowly back to center. Inhale, drop towards the right, exhale, rotate. That's 1. Keeping that core tight. And 2. And 3. And 4. And let's do 2 more on each side, just to make sure we have that movement and control. Towards the left first. Inhale, left, exhale, circulate. And towards the right. Inhale, fall to the right, and circulate. And 1 more, and circulate. And dropping those knees back into tabletop, and just allowing them to fall towards the right hand side, coming into contact with the floor, looking in the opposite direction. And inhale, and slowly lifting up and over towards the other side, and looking and holding, and slowly lifting back over into tabletop, dropping right leg, dropping left leg, and interlacing hands behind your head, making sure you're in the center of the mat. You're going to inhale, and on the exhale, you're going to lift head, neck, and chest off the ground, and inhale down. While you're doing this, making sure that you're using your core to lift your head, neck, and chest off the ground. You're not straining your neck, and you are maintaining that activation from beginning to end. Even when you're in the bottom, I still want you to maintain that core activation, keeping those elbows in the periphery of your eyes. And let's do 3 more. Exhale up, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down. On the last one, we're going to exhale up, lift a little bit higher if you can, and inhale, and you're slowly going to, on the exhale, rotate your left elbow towards your right knee. Inhale, center. Very small and controlled movement, making sure that everything is controlled and stabilized. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And right. Let's do 2 more on each side after this one. And 1, center. And 2, center. And inhale, and slowly rolling back down. Lifting those arms, placing those arms on the floor, lifting those legs into tabletop position. And inhale, exhale, double leg toe tap, and back up. 1. We're going to do 5 of these before we progress. And 3, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. Last one, and back up. Placing arms behind head, interlacing them comfortably. Inhale, on the exhale, lifting head, neck and chest off the ground. And 1, and 2, and 3. We're doing 8. Exhale up, inhale down. 4, halfway. Let's keep pushing, keep going, everybody. 5, 6, and 7. Last one. And if you can, we're going to do our rotations. Inhale, on the exhale, rotating towards the right. 1, towards the left. Inhale, center. 3, towards the left. Inhale, center. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Center, and slowly rolling back down, placing arms on the floor, right leg down, left leg down, arms in a T position, and just rocking from side to side. Even though these movements are slow and controlled, you should be feeling a deep burn in that core. If you aren't, just try focus more on activating those tummy muscles, doing the movements even slower. I want you to feel a deep burn running from the bottom of your tummy all the way up. From here, we're going to place hands on the floor. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, slowly rolling 1 vertebra at a time from the bottom of your pelvis, lifting those hips up towards the ceiling. Squeezing those glutes. We're going to stay here for a few seconds. I want you to, in this position, remember your feet are 1.5 feet away from your glutes. You're tilting that pelvis towards your chin. You are digging those heels into the ground, imagining them coming towards your glutes. You are squeezing those glute muscles and squeezing so tight that you're imagining those hips open up. And you're going to hold and inhale. Keep holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale. Exhale, reverse that movement back down to the floor, getting that pelvis back to neutral. And inhale. Exhale, slowly rolling back up. 1 vertebra at a time. This is very controlled. You're using your core and your pelvis. You're feeling that pelvic floor and the activation of that core activate while you're rotating that pelvis up and lifting those hips towards the ceiling. And holding. Keep holding. Remember my cues. I want you to feel that burn in that glute, that lower part of your glute, in that hamstring area, and into here. And another 5, 4, 3, and slowly rolling back down controlling that movement. We're doing these very slow because I want you to feel that activation. Remember, like I always say, quality over quantity. Lifting up, controlling, controlling, controlling. Pushing those shoulders into the ground, drawing those gaps down the back, squeezing those glutes. We're going to hold. And inhale and exhale. From here, we're going to lift right leg into tabletop position. We're just going to hold for 5, 4, 3, and inhale, keeping that activation. Exhale, toe tap. Inhale up. We're going to do 8 of these. And 2. And 3. 4. 5. And exhale, toe tap. 6. 7. Making sure those hips are aligned. And 8. Extending that knee, aligning those knees together, and we're going to hold. You should be getting a nice deep burn into that left glute, lengthening, keeping that hip alignment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to tabletop, dropping right leg down, transferring that weight to lift left leg into tabletop, squeezing that right glute, digging that right heel into the ground. We're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, inhale, exhale, toe tap, and 1, and 2, and 3, inhale up, exhale down, 4, and 5, and 6, 7, and 8, and extending that knee, aligning those knees and holding for 10, keep breathing, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, dropping that knee to tabletop, dropping those feet to the floor, lifting those hips, squeezing those glutes to slowly roll back down. We're going to lift those knees towards the chest, and we're just going to hold in a rest position for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, you're slowly going to turn over onto your left hand side. Well done, everybody, for getting this far. You're going to rest your head on your left arm. You're going to place your other arm in front of you for stabilization and support. Shoulders, hips, and ankles all aligned, and your hips are perpendicular to the floor, shoulders are perpendicular to the floor, and you're going to stabilize and activate. You're going to inhale, and on the exhale, lifting your straight legs up towards the ceiling. Inhale down. We're going to do 8 of these. Exhale up, inhale down, and 2. Keep going. And 3, and 4. Making sure that when you're lifting up, you're not coming inwards, if that makes sense. You want to just go straight up. Let's do 2 more. Exhale up, and we're going to hold for 10 seconds on the last one, and hold. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming back down. We're just going to bend that right knee up towards the chest just to rest a little bit, and slowly back to starting position. Inhale, exhale, lifting back up. We're going to hover those legs off the ground, keeping that lower leg where it is. We're going to lift and lower that top leg in almost backward 45-degree angle. We're going to do 8 of these. That's 3. Making sure that that pelvis is tucked in. 4. This is stabilization work. 5. So please make sure that you are stabilized. 6 and 7 and 8. From here, you're just going to move those legs in a scissor position or scissor movement, keeping that stability. And 3 and 2 and 1, lifting those legs to slowly lower back down. From here, placing that hand, supporting that head, so you're bending your left elbow, lifting that other arm. Also behind your head, you're going to bend that bottom knee, and you're slowly going to lift that top leg. And from here, you're going to point your toes towards your nose when you're going forward, and you're going to do 2 pulses. Then you're going to point your toes down when you go backwards to do 2 pulses. But when you go backwards, please make sure that you're not hyperextending that back. You want to tuck in and activate that core. So inhale, exhale, pulse forward. Inhale, pulse backwards. That's 2, 3, and 4. Keep going, keeping that knee height if you can. This is also more stability. And let's do 2 more. And last one. And we're just going to go back to center, lift and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly turning over to the other side to do that same sequence. Well done, everybody. Keep it up. You're doing very well. Let's rest that head on that right arm, placing the front upper arm in front of you for stability and support. Lengthening yourself. Inhale, exhale, lifting up, and 1. Inhale down, exhale up, 2, and 3. Keeping that core tight. 4, and 5, and 6. Keep going. And 7, sucking that belly towards your spine. And 8, with a 10-second hold, lifting as high as you can and keeping that stability. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly down. And we're going to just hug that knee towards that chest to rest for a little bit. And slowly lifting it back. We're going to inhale. And on the exhale, lifting those straight legs up towards the ceiling, hovering that lower leg. We're going to lift and lower that back leg at a backward 45-degree angle for 8 counts. And 2, and 3. From here, we're going to go back into that scissor movement. 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. And lifting both legs and just cutting forwards and backwards while they're hovering. And let's do 4 more. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And bringing those legs back to center, lifting to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, to slowly lower back down. Bending that bottom leg, supporting your head with your lower arm, and interlacing that other arm behind that head, lifting that upper leg, making sure you're tucked in and activated, stabilized and supported. You're going to point 2 pulses forward, pointing those toes towards the nose, then pointing down when you go back, making sure again that you're not losing control of that pelvis. Inhale, 2 pulses forward, exhale, 2 pulses back. That's 1. Stabilizing with that core. 2. Keep going. 3. Keeping that knee high. Going as far forward as you can. 4. And far back as you can. And let's do 2 more. And 1. And 2. And lifting and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And dropping that leg down and turning over onto that tummy. Okay, from here, You're slowly going to lower your head into a neutral position. I want that core tight, sucking in that pelvic floor. You're going to inhale, and on the exhale, lift right arm and left leg towards the ceiling, and you're going to hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and down, lifting opposite arm and opposite leg and holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering both arms and both legs. We're going to now lift both arms and both legs towards the ceiling and holding for 10. Keep breathing. Squeezing those glutes, keeping neck in neutral, drawing those shoulder blades down the back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly down. We're going to do one of these before we go into swimming. And all the way up and holding. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and inhale and exhale down. Last little exercise of the day. Inhale, exhale up. From here, you're going to lower right arm and left leg, then alternating. And you're going to do it quite fast. So you're going to do this for 10 seconds. 10, 9, squeezing those glutes, activating that core. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lift and hold. Palms facing each other now for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lifting onto all fours and leaning back into rest position. Lengthening those arms, pushing them into the ground, pushing those shoulders into the ground and holding for 10, 9, keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly going to start walking your hands over towards the left hand side, pushing that rib towards the wall next to you, pushing those shoulders into the ground, allowing a stretch going down the side of your body and holding for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly walking over towards the left hand side, towards the right hand side, pushing those ribs towards the wall next to you, pushing those shoulders into the ground and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to center. And last little count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, everybody. I hope you enjoyed doing that fundamental to intermediate based Pilates class with me. I had a lot of fun doing it with you this morning, and if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I upload a video just like this one. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and enjoy the rest of the day.